Hey, everybody, it's Tony George talking NBA playoffs along with my good friend Sean Salisbury, host of the Sean Salisbury Show on iHeartRadio. Follow him on Twitter at Sean Unfiltered. Always a good read. And Sean, we've got a series tie as the NBA playoffs move to Atlanta this evening. One-on-one split. Joel Embiid, Sean, making his presence known in the first two games, 79 points and 22 rebounds here. And, of course, Philadelphia, a -1 road favorite at Atlanta, total 224. Your thoughts going into game three here, Sean?
Atlanta was pretty good down the stretch at home, Tony, in the regular season, as a home team. It's a hard time dealing with was a top 5 MVP guy in Embiid, obviously, just as it's going to be difficult. Now, you got one of the best perimeter defenders on the planet in Ben Simmons, yet I'm not sure how you contain Trae Young on the other side. So for me, and they do have a couple of bench bodies and the starters that are big bodies in Atlanta that can at least deal a little bit, but Embiid's been vicious all season long. While Atlanta's been a good home team, I like the road team in this one. I like the way Embiid's playing. I think Philadelphia is a better basketball club. And at some point in time, you're going to roll into somebody else's building and take care of them like we saw Atlanta do to Philadelphia in game one. I tend to, and I'm not sure who people think is the best player on the floor in this series. I tend to say Embiid first, Trae Young second, but I'm not sure if that doesn't change game to game. Philadelphia's going to have to shoot better. Aside from Embiid, I mean, Ben Simmons, while not a great shooter, they're going to have to continue to get Tobias Harris and their perimeter to make sure they knock down shots to give him space inside. But he's creating space. And, Tony, you know this. You've seen him. He's not afraid. With our big men in this league, they're not afraid to pop out and knock down a three on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he will, and bring big guys away from the basket. Tough to deal with. I liked Atlanta at home as we went down the stretch, and both these teams are capable. I just think Philadelphia is the better team, and in my mind, the better team when I'm sitting on the fence in this one. It is a road team is the favorite. I like it. I think this is a close game and probably a final possession or two, but I like Embiid and Philadelphia on the road to jump out 2-1 in this, but I'm not pushing Atlanta by the wayside. I don't think they're done with the series by any stretch of the imagination.
Ben Simmons for Philadelphia, Sean, is an extremely good basketball player at everything except being a shooter. And right. One thing about him, his value on defense is very underestimated. He held Trae Young to 21 points the last game, and that's saying something. And I think, Atlanta's going to get one here at home at some point in time. I think this possibly coming off a 16-point win could be the game that Philadelphia could steal on the road coming in here. I'm not going to discount Nate McMillan and what he's done there in Atlanta. And to have Philadelphia defensively hold them to 102 points in the last game, to me, he will devise a plan, to get Young open, whether it's pick and rolls, whether it's screening up top, or what it's going to do. But at the end of the day, you have to get more than him involved. Because as you mentioned, these big men nowadays, special big men, Jokic at Denver, Embiid there at Philadelphia, they can go out and hit three-pointers. They're dangerous. They're a dual threat. There's other big men in the league like Ayton or Nurkic at Portland that you just got to worry about them in the post. These guys, you got to worry about going out and knocking down threes, which really makes up for Simmons' lack of shooting. But Simmons is a guy that likes to get the ball and drive inside, which, by the way, Atlanta has problems with, and they've got, Capella and Collins down there. But at the end of the day here, I like the under 224. So these folks are going to get a twofer here today. I think Philadelphia devised a defensive game plan after getting beat and allowing 125 in game one to hold them down to 102. And bear in mind that Philadelphia scored 118 points the last game at home and shot 53% from the floor and 46 from three-point range and still only managed 118. I don't see those numbers tonight, Sean, from the shooting percentage perspective. And I think the under also here is a good play at 224.5.
I like the under as well. I'm with you. I'll take Philadelphia taking their care of their business on the road. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be where Phil. I think I think Atlanta's got a chance to push this series deep to 6 or 7 games. I do, and we got 2 good coaches in Nate and Doc Rivers, as you know.
Yeah.
Both of them were good players, and both of them are damn good coaches. I'm with you to shoot that well and only come out. That's normally 130-point effort when you shoot that well. I'm with you on that. If I was going to play the number, I would play the under as well. I like Philadelphia on the road, and good teams must win on the road if they want to be considered a team that not only can hold court, you win 4 if you have home field advantage, or home court advantage, but as you roll along and face somebody along the way who takes care of their home business as well, you got to steal one, and this is a perfect opportunity coming off last time's game. And Simmons will have his hand full, but so does Trae Young, dealing with the length of a guy who's that good on the perimeter defensively.
Yeah, there you go, folks. He's Sean Salisbury, iHeartRadio, The Sean Salisbury Show, best sports talk show in the country, completely unfiltered. I love that show, so be sure and tune in and go there and subscribe at iHeartRadio, and be sure and check out our Major League Baseball video today, and check out the free $60, the link in the description below, and we'll get you hooked up for a fun weekend in sports, folks. So be sure and check out our baseball video as well. Best of luck tonight.